Well, yesterday we introduced KGNS viewers to a web of events in Zapata County after several documents were turned over to the Zapata County Commissioner's Court, allegedly showing that a nonprofit in town misused public funds and allegedly tried to cover it up. These allegations have been swirling around for several years and are now surfacing due to one person's claim that the full truth isn't being shared. In part 2 of this KGNS On Your Side investigation, we introduced viewers to an anonymous source from the Zapata County Chamber who dug into a treasure trove of documents, and we hold those responsible for checks and balances in Zapata County accountable. After several attempts to get a copy of the Zapata County Chamber of Commerce's finances, Zapata County Judge Joe Rathmill says commissioners were handed over documents in August of 2022. In June of 2023, commissioners, unsatisfied with the documents, issued a contempt of court order against the chamber.
It is a serious charge, and we were actually being fined per day, per member, for not providing documentation. Close to $11,000 in total for all board members.
Our source, an unnamed former board member for the chamber, tells us they served on the board when the contempt of court was issued. A charge they say the 2023 board had to deal with, but it was the alleged actions of the former president who had put them in that situation.
There was a lot of questions within the community as to what were the motel hotel tax funds that were given to the chamber every year used for, which was anywhere from $80,000 to about $130,000 a year, what those funds were being used for, since we didn't see any activity from the chamber.
Jose Paco Mendoza first became the chamber's president in 2008 and was allegedly kicked out in 2023. He took office as Zapata County Precinct 1 Commissioner in 2017, however, just recently lost the position during the 2024 March primaries.
They were specifically asking for bank statements, and they never wanted to produce bank statements. I'm saying the previous board. When the current board came in, there was no board of directors. It was obsolete.
Within a couple of months after the contempt of court was issued, our source took it upon themselves to do some digging.
I started analyzing, and there was a lot of charges that were not making sense to me. Some documents that did not jive with what was submitted to the court previously.
The unnamed board member says they made a request for the bank statements from the financial institution and started cross-referencing the charges that were on the documents they received to what was allegedly given to the county by the previous board members.
There were several entries on there that had the wrong vendor and did not match with the originals that I had received on my own.
They say they allegedly found at least 39 entries that didn't match up. In their binders and binders of research are bank statements, along with invoices and receipts for what they say are allegedly the original purchases. And what was in them was not what you'd typically find from a nonprofit.
I found a lot of personal charges. You know, I can show you basically a lot of items, intimate apparel, socks, wipes, you know, personal items for the home, you know, food, and all these things were just being charged left and right with chamber money. And I say chamber money, but in reality, it's taxpayer money.
Months and months of hard work were turned over to Zapata County in August of 2023, roughly 3 months after the contempt of court was put in place.
What would you say was most alarming?
Trips, jewelry, furniture, doctor's appointments, things that normally would never be allowed by a board to expend those monies in that way. When the chamber did turn over some documents, those documents seemed to be altered.
According to our source, documents show Mendoza had sole discretion over the operations of the chamber from 2017 to 2021.
He was self-proclaiming to be CEO of the organization, and he had been overseeing the whole time. And there was no board.
KGNS spoke with officials regarding common practices among chambers of commerce nationwide. They say the majority of chambers of commerce, both accredited and unaccredited, have a board in place. Chambers like Laredo, Brownsville, and Lubbock.
There are no minutes, there are no meetings were held apparently during all that time. And so he was basically operating the chamber on his own.
You want me to call him? Where are you?
Yeah, if you can. I'm coming from KGNS.
Oh, okay.
The On Your Side team tried to speak to the Zapata County auditor to see if their office is investigating the batches of documents turned over by the chamber in 2022 and the others in 2023. County Auditor Triunfo Gonzalez declined to comment on the matter. KGNS also wanted to verify what standards are in place when accepting financial documents in the county. This is coming into question after KGNS was given a copy of an alleged receipt that was given by Mendoza to the auditor as a commissioner's expense. KGNS did not independently verify the document. However, Rathmill confirms that the same document was submitted to them.
And Judge, these were the documents that were produced. Are these the kinds of documents that are accepted by the county?
No, this is totally unacceptable. This is a handwritten note with a signature on it that bears no resemblance of what should be admitted for payment.
And yet the county auditor is accepting receipts.
And that is very disappointing to see, yes.
KGNS made several attempts to contact Mendoza using the direct phone numbers associated with him, but was unable to reach him. We attempted to make contact at his home, but he was not there. He eventually reached out to KGNS and said he would not be providing comment on the matter. The final twist in the story came during a commissioner's court meeting in January 2024. The current board president, Joseph Benya, claimed that the set of documents handed over to the county in 2023 should be questioned as well.
Well, we don't know what she turned in. We don't know if she did or not. If any, as far as we know, she probably broke into someone's account fraudulently.
I absolutely do not feel like I stole it. I was doing my part in protecting my community, protecting my fellow board members.
She was obeying that court order, and she did what a reasonable person would do as a board member.
Our source says they faced retaliation once they notified the other members of the documents turned over.
They have completely shut me out.
An interview was scheduled with Benya, but on the day of the interview, he did not show up and did not return calls or texts to KGNS. Whether the first or second batch of documents are the authentic copies, Judge Rathmill says all the documents have been turned over to the Texas Rangers to be investigated.
Isidro Alanis, the district attorney for Webb in Zapata County, was notified of the matter. According to Rathmill, KGNS contacted Alanis for a status on the investigation. His office said he has no comments but confirmed the case is with the Texas Rangers office. So KGNS contacted the Texas Rangers office and asked specifically if they had the documents. Rathmill and Alanis said they handed over, and if there is an active investigation into allegations against the Zapata chamber. They responded back that they cannot confirm details or evidence obtained and added that there is no active investigation against the Zapata chamber. We reached out to Rathmill for a response, and he said he was told by the same office on Wednesday that the case was open, making it unclear if the investigation could be into individuals involved in the matter. For this KGNS On Your Side story, I'm Brenda Camacho.